Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Keeping our focus on the row between India and the Maldives after those remarks that came in from Maldivian politicians after Prime Minister Modi's very enigmatic visit to the Lakshadweep, putting Lakshadweep tourism on the map. I'm joined by Mohammed Faizal, who is a member of parliament from Lakshadweep on the broadcast. Thank you, Mr. Faizal, for joining us on CNN News 18. My first question is that given the fact that Prime Minister Modi set social media ablaze, given his visit to the Lakshadweep, promoting it as a tourist spot for Indians, and that those remarks which came in from those Maldivian ministers as well as those Maldivian politicians, how do you see this reaction coming in from the Maldives when the Prime Minister is just promoting India's natural beauty, including that of Lakshadweep, as the next tourist hotspot?
My first response would be it was really an unwanted thing from the side of the Maldivian Deputy Prime Minister and other ministers. So what, how and when and why should they respond to a internal matter of India? And the Honorable Prime Minister was talking about a territory which is under his direct control, not even a state, it is a union territory. Union territory is under the direct control of the Home Ministry. In turn, it is the Prime Minister's own territory. So when the Honorable Prime Minister speaks about his own territory and he himself becoming an ambassador for his own territory and trying to put Lakshadweep into the world map of tourism, why should any other country, even Maldives, which we always have a very good relationship with Maldives, why should they say it is a delusion and something which is on a negative side? They should not. It was not an welcoming stand or response from the side of Maldives. Really, it was an unwanted thing.
Right. Mr. Faisal, given the fact that just after those remarks, you see social media, it caught on fire. There were very sharp remarks coming in from not just netizens, top celebrities, even cricketers. This entire backlash towards these statements that have come in from these Maldivian leaders. Do you think the new dispensation which came to power in November on a very anti-India kind of plank, do you think they were really caught off guard? Because beyond the politics, the economic reality of India's hand in propping up the Maldivian, the nation of Maldives is something that has sunk in after this reaction that has come in from not just netizens but top, celebrities as well as cricketers.
That's true in a way. What one must understand is that I think most of the visitors so far Maldives have attracted most of them are Indian side. And lot many Indians have investments in the sector of tourism in Maldives. So, being that situation, India and Maldives have a wonderful relationship in all the way, bilaterally, by traditionally, by tradely. Why I said traditionally means Lakshadweep is having an island called Minikoi, which they speak the same language, their attire, their cuisine, their culture, everything similar to Maldives. The southernmost island of Lakshadweep, which is Minikoi, it is just 70 nautical miles away to the northernmost island of Maldives from Minikoi to. So there is a cultural interest also in it, because Maldives is not a different country or a different area for Lakshadweep people, especially for the Minikoi. So all these aspects taken into consideration, Maldives, the comments came from the side of such a responsible people is really shocking for the people of Lakshadweep and for the country. And to that extent, the way the celebrities have responded to it, and because most of these celebrities who have responded to the comments of these Deputy PM and all the people, because I still believe that they have visited the Maldives, and Lakshadweep is an area which is a part of India and which is having all the plus aspect, like as far as the underwater organisms are concerned, as far as the new tourism, diving sports are concerned, water sports activities are concerned, beaches are concerned, which is same archipelago, which shares the same quality and quantity and in an aspect of Maldives. So they may fear that this entire their take on the tourism, which is their backbone, as their GDP contributes. I read somewhere it is 70% is from the tourism. So if Lakshadweep is developed into that aspect, Lakshadweep is gone into that aspect, they fear that their share of tourism, the footfall will diminish and Lakshadweep will get a more attraction since it is a new destination. Maybe because of that, thinking that and the fear out of that, they have responded to it. But maybe I don't know what is the political difference, as you said. For I don't find any reason so far Maldives has to make any such comments against India, because India share a very good relation with them.
Absolutely. Mr. Faisal, I'm an avid deep water diver, and I visited the Andamans very recently for deep water diving. I got my certification as well from there, and I've seen a sea change in the infrastructure of the Andamans when it comes to the tourism sector. I've seen families from grandparents to little kids now going to Havelock Islands and going to the other islands in the Andamans. What is required for the Lakshadweep to attract that level of traffic now? Because I think the infrastructure still needs a lot of work in Lakshadweep.
Yeah, the Lakshadweep entire scenario of Lakshadweep tourism is different from other part of India. I would say Lakshadweep is a very small island, and there are 36 group of islands in which 10 are inhabited. The others are like small sandbanks and some other uninhabited islands. So we have made a policy, which this government have done, because I was advocating for this tourism policy to be in place. So basically, there are two aspects. One is the tourism for the inhabited island where people are living, and the other one is the uninhabited island where we are looking for a high-end and low-volume tourism. Like in an uninhabited island, one or two operator maximum can bring in a five-star type of resorts and develop the infrastructure there. This is the two concept of Lakshadweep tourism which we envisage. At the same time, we give more importance for our environment to be protected, because Andaman is not a coral island. Lakshadweep is a coral island. So once these footings and people landing, so we need to have a carrying capacity, which is already declared by the government of India. At given point of time, how many tourists can be accommodated in one particular island. So this is already done. So based on that, we are on the process of developing infrastructure now. The one is the number of cottages or resorts need to be constructed. Second is the connectivity. Now only one flight is operating, that is Alliance Air, which is small ATR flight. We need to have more operators to come in to cater the tourists to the islands. And for the inter-island connectivities, need to be have the much facilitated boats and speedboats type of thing. So once these infrastructures and the connectivity and the administration side, the licensing and the part will happen soon, things will have a wonderful opportunity, and I'm sure Lakshadweep would be in the world map of tourism, no doubt on that.
Absolutely. And what kind of timeline do you see? Because I remember when I visited the Andamans, they said that when COVID hit, the entire economy collapsed because the entire economy is based on tourism. Lakshadweep also can see a sea change with all those funds that are going to the Maldives can be directed back to a place like Lakshadweep. It can be a huge booster for the people of Lakshadweep, for that union territory. What kind of timeline do you see? Because in my opinion, there is no bigger mascot for Indian tourism than Prime Minister Modi, and he did, set social media on fire after his visit to the Lakshadweeps, showcasing not just the culture but even the natural beauty. A lot of interest has been garnered among the Indian public, and there's a lot of anger towards the Maldives. So people are looking to the Lakshadweep when it comes to their next holiday at the end of the day. So what kind of timeline do you see when Lakshadweep can be realized as that hotspot?
See, really, what I feel as a member of parliament, this prime minister's, blaze on the social media is a blessings for us, and I hope the Lakshadweep administration should work hard, and they must expedite the processing of the files so that the entire license can be given. Whoever the investor is willing to come and invest. We like people of Lakshadweep always wanted to have a participative type of tourism. Like the land belongs to the people there, so the land can be an equity part for the development. People are very much interested in doing it. So a mechanism, a thing should be developed in such a way that a collective, coordinated thing should go forward, and equal opportunity should be given for the islanders also to get into it. And once the government and Lakshadweep administration, if acts fast based on the a motivation got from the Honorable Prime Minister's visit, I think it's just a matter of 1 year to get these things implemented.
Absolutely. That's a very encouraging sign. 1 to 2 years, and I hope to kind of book my next holiday in Lakshadweep as well. Thank you, Mr. Faisal, for joining us on CNN News 18.